Hey everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. I hope you're doing good and taking good care of yourself. Well, I'm your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. Well, guys, today I have a very important topic to discuss with you. I'm going to talk about how you can frame sentences. Right, I have a lot of queries in my comment section also wherein people ask me how to start framing sentences or how to construct sentences. They feel difficulty in sentence formation. Right, so here I'm going to discuss 5 cool techniques which is definitely going to help you in constructing sentences or in making sentences or coming up with new sentences. Okay, so stay tuned. Well, at some point of time, we all face this difficulty of coming up with a sentence, right? Either we are comfortable writing, like if we are given to write something, we are able to do it, but we are not able to speak. Or at times it gets difficult for us to write also because of a lot of reasons, right? First reason might be that you are not very comfortable with your vocabulary, right? When you start writing about something, you don't get words, you don't know how to actually describe that situation or topic, so you don't have words or vocabulary to describe that thing. So that is one thing. Second is you are not very sure about the sentence construction, like where the subject should be, where the object should be, where the verb should be, or noun, pronoun, whatever, adjectives, adverbs, where it can be placed, right? Maybe you might not be able to understand that, or you're a little less confident about constructing sentences in a grammatically correct way. Okay, so this is another thing. Third thing might be you're not very confident. You come up with a sentence, but you're not sure whether this sentence is correct or not. And you again rephrase it or paraphrase it, right? You start breaking that sentence and making new sentences out of it, and you get into that vicious circle. You are not very sure whether this sentence is correct or not. Okay, or probably you get into this, or instead of making simple sentences, you start making complex sentences. Think of including everything in one sentence. Then also we get stuck, right? And we don't feel very confident in speaking or in framing sentences. So these are some of the reasons some of the problems which we face when we are not able to construct sentences, or why we are not able to construct sentences. The solution is very simple, guys. The solution is very simple. It's just that start with very basics. Start with constructing small sentences, short sentences, simple sentences. For example, I am going out. I am drinking tea. I am eating breakfast. I am going for shopping. I am going to school, or what not. I mean, these kind of small sentences we can make, right? It's not difficult at all. Now, I'm going to give you 5 different techniques, 5 different ways or 5 techniques, which is quite cool, which is really going to help you to start making sentences, start framing sentences from today, right now. So let's get started with the first one. First one is very simple. This technique revolves around the question sentences. So what you can do is start asking questions. Start using question statements like why, when, how, who, where, all these statements. Start using this. So, for example, if you're sitting in your home or if you're sitting on a sofa and you're relaxing, you just ask yourself what I'm doing. What am I doing here? And you can talk about what is happening here. What are you doing here? I'm sitting on a sofa. You can answer this question. I am sitting on a sofa. It's so easy to answer. I am standing in my balcony. I am going to sleep. I am going to have dinner. I'm going to cook something for myself. Okay, so it's very what am I doing or what are you doing? You can start with basics in what are you doing? How are you? Where are you going? What is your plan? Start asking these questions and start replying to these questions. It's not difficult at all, guys. So what is your plan? I'm going to the gym. or I'll be going to the gym, I'm going out for shopping, I'm going to sleep. So you can describe, use simple sentences, complete your answer in just one sentence. Don't make it longer. Once you're comfortable using one sentence, add another sentence to it. Okay, you can make as many sentences as you can, guys, but start with basic, simple, small. Okay, start answering questions in one sentence. Okay, so start using questions to answer those questions. That is the best way to learn how to make sentences. Okay, or simple questions like you can just look around and ask, what is this, what is that? You can just ask to yourself why it is here, why it is there. You can ask n number of questions to yourself, and you can just think about it. You can think these questions in your own regional language also. You can just come up with these questions in your own language and just try to reply it in English. That is also very easy. That will be very easy for you. And come up with one-liners only. Then start adding one more sentence. So you have to increase your difficulty level. You have to keep adding things to improve your English fluency and confidence, or to improve your English speaking. Second technique is replace chunks of words. Now, as I always tell you, whenever you're listening to something, whenever you're listening to me, if I'm talking on any topic, or if you're listening to somebody else also, what you can do is pick up sentences, pick up my sentence and replace the sentence with your own words, right? For example, I'm going to tell you, if I'm saying today I have a very busy schedule and I'll be back by evening only. So what you can do is, today I'm going out for shopping, I'll be back by evening only. Today I have an off, or today is my day off, I'll be relaxing. Okay, so you can just come up with n number of sentences. You can just use my sentence as an example and you can just replace the chunks of words. Or for example, if I say today we have a football match in our office. Today we have a football match in our office. Now you can replace anything and everything, right? So you can replace today, you can replace a football match, and in the office also. So for example, I'll say tomorrow we have a cricket match in our society, or yesterday we had a wonderful event in our office, or next week we are going to have a cultural event for the kids. Okay, so we can do n number of things. We can replace. You have to take that sentence, you have to write it down and try to come up with as many sentences as you can. Okay, and talk about it and try to speak on it. Okay, so this is another way of coming up with new sentences, practicing making new sentences. This is how you can do it. It's very easy. Third technique is start describing things around you. Okay, wherever you are, like you are going to office, or you are in office, or you are in college, or you are outside at the park or at a restaurant or anywhere else, standing in a balcony also, you can just start describing whatever you are seeing. Okay, you can describe, like, there are a lot of trees. I can see a lot of green trees. I can see some trees. I can see some cars moving around. There's a kid who is playing. I like this car. So you can just start describing whatever you are looking at. Wherever you are, whichever place you are, just give 2 minutes and start describing things. Make simple sentences, as I have used. Simple one-liners you can use. Start with that. If you're comfortable with that, add 1 or 2 sentences more in that. See, it will really make a huge difference. We all don't know where to start from. If we get these things, like how we can start off with, it is definitely going to help us to start practicing in this way. And once you start practicing in this way, it will be very easy for you to speak in English or come up with new sentences in English. Try this method once. Another one is talk about your actions. Now, whatever you're doing, if you're sitting and watching something, if you're cooking something, if you are combing your hair, dressing up, if you're walking, if you're lying down, whatever you are doing, you can describe your actions, what you are doing. Okay, before I said you have to describe things around you, like what you're seeing. Now you have to describe your actions, what you're doing. If you're doing something, if you're studying also, you can just take 2 minutes to describe what you're studying. I am reading a book. I am reading an article on education, right? I am listening to a podcast. Okay, so you can make these sentences, simple sentences you can just make and try to build it up. Build it up means try to add another sentence, then third sentence, then fourth sentence. It will take some time, but then start from somewhere, guys. You have to start. You have a lot of things you can think about and you can speak about without a teacher, without anybody who can monitor you. It's so simple. You will be able to do it. And if you feel stuck somewhere, you can just use ChatGPT. Go to ChatGPT, write your prompt and ask ChatGPT to correct it. You will get the answer immediately. Right, so you can use those apps also. You can use Pi also, Pi. So you can use Pi app, you can use ChatGPT to correct your grammar, to correct your English, or to get some ideas on how to talk about something. So those apps also helps. The last one is listen and speak. Okay, I come up with conversational sessions, guys, wherein I tell you that what you can do is you can either speak with me, you can repeat after me, you can shadow with me, right? You can take the topic and speak on your own with your own ideas, or take my idea and you can speak on your own. So you can do a lot of things. So it is the same. Listen and speak. Whatever piece of information you are listening to, if you're watching my video also, just listen to it. And what you can do is, maybe after listening, understanding what I am trying to say or what that information is about, then sentence by sentence you have to pause the video and speak and repeat that sentence. Okay, so this will help you in getting used to with the words, getting used to with the sentences, and it will be easier for you to understand things. And probably if you do once or twice, third time you will be able to do it on your own without listening to that piece of information. Okay, so you have to practice in this way. Once you start practicing in this way, like speaking with the person or repeating after the person or shadowing with the person, it will be very easy for you to grasp those sentences and grasp those words and the meanings, and it will be easier for you to speak later. Okay, this is an exercise. It is a practice session which you are doing, right? And if you repeatedly do this exercise, it will be much easier for you to grasp those sentences, grasp those words and its meaning, which will help you in speaking later. So that is the idea of shadowing or repeat after me exercises. I have a long list of conversational sessions, guys. Speak with me sessions, conversational sessions. And I speak on different topics which is very commonly used, or which are rather day-to-day conversational topics, and I speak on it, so that if you start practicing in these lines or on these topics, it will be much easier for you to speak on it later because you have had enough practice on it. That is the idea behind it. So it's the same with listen and speak. If you want to listen to any other piece of, if you're listening to a podcast, if you're listening to a chat show or talk show or TED talk or anything else, try to repeat after them or shadow with them. It will really help you a lot. Your brain will also register things because you are repeating it, you are speaking it out loud. So that is why reading or speaking out loud helps in retaining it in your memory. So try these things. All these 5 techniques are quite useful and has helped a lot of people, and I'm sure it is really going to help you. It's not difficult at all. Give it a try, guys. It's very simple, or probably it might sound very simple to you to follow it also, but give it a try. These are tried and tested techniques and it has worked for everyone. A lot of people, at least. You never know, you might be the next. So give it a try. I'm sure, guys, this session is really going to help you a lot in making new sentences or framing new sentences or coming up with new sentences. But to make new sentences, you need to know the words or the vocabulary. So first of all, focus on vocabulary building. Then only you will be able to make sentences and proper sentences. Right? So start practicing these ways of making sentences It's going to help you a lot. So guys, that's it for today's session. I'm going to see you in my next. Until then, keep watching, keep learning, keep speaking, and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye.